Good evening, families. Welcome to our banquet tonight. Now, unfortunately, I cannot be there tonight. However, we really felt like it was important for us to highlight tonight the Bible study that we made our focus for this semester. Now, all of the students know, and many of you parents are aware, that we have been asking all of the students this semester to get a paper copy of God's Word, and to read the book of Proverbs. So every day of the week, no matter what day it is, they have a Proverbs to read. So for today, it is Monday, May the 6th. They would read Proverbs chapter 6. And one of the things that I've also been talking a lot with your students about this semester is making that copy of God's Word a personal relationship. And when they read a verse that means something to them or that stands out to them, teaching them to underline that or highlight that. And there will be times in their lives where they will go back and just be flipping through Proverbs and need a word from God, and that verse will stand out to them. And it won't just be a blank page, but there will be a relationship that they've started with the Lord, and that verse will speak to them in a time when they need that. And so we just wanted to remind all of the students and you parents that we hope that through this study that you have begun a relationship with God that is deeper than what you've had in the past, and that God's Word is becoming alive to you. And I know the students have heard me say this over and over again, but this book, God's Word, is the only book in the entire world that is living, that is powerful, that is alive. And when you read God's Word, there are so many times where you feel dead, you feel empty. But when you read that living Word from God, it just gives you a breath of freshness in your spirit, and sometimes a specific word that you needed to hear, or maybe some encouragement or a reminder of what God's promises are to you. And one of the problems that we have in America and in our world today is that our kids, and even us as adults, we are becoming very biblically illiterate. We don't know what God's Word says. We don't know what His promises are. And that's a part of knowing Him. And how can we serve Him and obey Him when we don't know what instructions He's given us? And those instructions are not for us to have rules, but they're things that God gives us so that we can learn how to live for Him, and so that His blessings can flow in our life. There are so many things that if we don't know, we bring consequences into our lives that we could bypass if we just knew what God's already instructed us for. And also, God's holy word to us, it's something that it'd be like if your very best friend, if you never really talk to them or listen to them, you're not going to know them well. And we want every student that comes in through the doors of His Way Broadway to know the Lord, to know God. That it's not just church in their life, it's not just religion, but they have a relationship with the living God, and they come to know Him and what He has to say to us. And so that is my reminder to all of you students and all of you families tonight, that we hope you have fallen in love with God's Word and His wisdom through this study of Proverbs this semester. I've still not received everyone's favorite verse, so I'm waiting on that, and we'll be creating something for you students that you'll be able to keep, and so it's not going to be ready tonight, so please send me a text or a Facebook message and get that to me if you have not. Also tonight, we have something really special for you that I had printed today, and Miss Olivia has picked it up, and that is a devotional for you parents to use with your kids as we go into the summer on some of these special verses that you can teach your kids and you can talk with them about out of Proverbs. So it's just something really incredible but very simple for you to continue the discussion and continue the conversation with your kids from God's Word, from Proverbs, as you go into summer. Make that something you can do as a family, or you students can continue your study, so that it's not just something you kind of read and then you put it away, but that you learn how to study it and understand what God's Word says. Now, enough about that. Make sure you get a copy of that. I'm sure Miss Olivia will be sure that those get passed out tonight. But secondly, before I go, I just wanted to take this moment to honor Mr. Kevin and Miss Tina. I know we will be giving you guys a special presentation at the end of the banquet tonight, but as one who works closely with you, You know, I really thought I was losing my mind when I committed to come on with you this year and actually lead a rotation of doing Bible study with the kids, because our life is so crazy and we're on the road as missionaries, speaking in churches every weekend. And at one point at the beginning, I thought, what have I done? There's no way I have time to adequately do this the way I want to. But you know what? The Lord burned it in my spirit, and I think that we had a great time. I love you students. All of you are so incredible and so gifted and so unique. And I've loved getting to know you and getting to teach you about God's Word this semester. But you know, Mr. Kevin and Miss Tina, we love you and we adore you. And we know that there have been times where, for whatever reason, someone may enter our doors that is broken, and everything that they see us do at theater is with that glass that's half empty. All they can see is what's wrong with it. But I want to remind Mr. Kevin and Miss Tina tonight that you have a huge gathering of people here tonight. And we know you are not perfect, and we know our His Way Broadway is not perfect. But we see the beauty and we see what God is doing. And we want to thank you for what you go through to work with people, because you love our students so much and you have a passion to invest in their lives. And I am one that will say, I have children that their lives have been changed by being a part of your program, because you're not just teaching them theater, but you're leading a place that's safe for them, a place where they can connect with other Christians and have true friends and have a safe place to go and feel like they are at home and they have a group that they belong to. And what you are doing is powerful. And I just want to ask before I go, if you are here in the banquet tonight and you would say, I have a student in my home, in my family, that has been impacted by Mr. Kevin and Miss Tina, would you just stand tonight? And as we stand, all of you who are saying, my student has benefited from your investment, I close this with applause, because we love you. Will everyone join me? Although that'd be kind of strange, right? Let's let them know tonight through our applause, but also catch them with your words and let them know how much you mean, or they mean to you. We love you guys. We're thankful for His Way Broadway. Now, on with the show, Mr. Kevin and Miss Tina. Goodbye, everyone. I'll be seeing you soon.